Okay, how's it going, guys? So you can probably tell, right, but I am running out of content ideas. So if you have any topics you struggle with when it comes to scaling, just put it in the comment section below and I'll probably cover it for you. But nonetheless, right, Adrian, who's in my school group, has actually put a valid question into the community that I thought I'd cover because I know it's going to help so many of you watching this. And it's basically how you can increase your client's lifetime value and reduce the churn. So if you don't know what churn is, when you run a service-based business, like it's inevitable, but you're going to get a few people drop off each month. And if you're selling high-ticket retainers, then it's even more important that you understand this because it's like I don't know the exact statistic, right, but most agencies have terrible churn rates. So clients, drop off like literally every single month because they don't know how to increase service stickiness. They don't have good retention processes. So that is exactly what I want to cover in this video because it is fundamentally the most important part. If you can get clients but you can't keep them, then you're going to be consistently just in a bad place, and it's going to be way more expensive for client acquisition because you're consistently having to get new clients in the door to make up for the ones that you're losing. So yeah, this is the most important aspect of running an agency or business in general, is keeping clients and how can you make them happy. So that's exactly what I wanted to cover in this video. I think Sam Ovens, if you don't know who Sam Ovens is, he's an OG. He ran consulting.com and he was making millions a month. And one of his biggest regrets was that he kept putting the money that he made from his business back into the Facebook ads to get more clients. Whereas he said what he should have done is actually got the money, the profit that he got from getting clients, back into the actual fulfillment. So making the experience better for his clients, which then would have increased word of mouth, would have been more referrals. He would have been able to keep clients for longer. So that was one of his biggest regrets, which was, instead of investing into more Facebook ads, which he was spending like, I think hundreds of thousands a month, if not like $1 million a month at the peak, or even more. I don't actually know the exact number, but he should have been investing that money back into his clients to give them way better experiences, which would have just helped everything. So essentially, right, Adrian said, hey guys, how do you retain more agency clients for long-term MRR, monthly recurring revenue? Ken basically said, who commented under the post in the school group, he said, I think the idea, one of them is to get your clients using Go High Level for their sites, social media automations. Okay, so yeah, what he's referring to is essentially placing systems into your client's business to make it hard for them to leave. So an example is, let's say like AI solutions. Let's say you're providing AI services, right? If you were to place an AI appointment setter, for example, into your client's social media channels, like Instagram or Facebook, or even text messages, so you have their lead flow going into the channels in which your AI appointment setter turns those lead flow or the traffic into appointments, then it's obviously going to be hard for your clients to leave because one, it's more expensive for them to hire a social media manager or an appointment setter to actually manually turn those leads into booked meetings. So that's one part, it's going to be more expensive for them to leave. Another part is that it's also going to cost them way more in terms of their time to actually manually respond to these DMs. So that is an example of a service that's sticky because you're placing something into their business that it just makes sense for them to keep paying you each month because of how valuable and of an asset it really is. So that is kind of what he's referring to, which is correct. There's obviously a bunch more examples. Like, for example, if you, I was going to say web design, but no, I'm trying to think of another example. But there's honestly so many different sort of mechanisms or things you can put into the fulfillment to make your client stay for longer. But if we actually if we go here, right, to a whiteboard and we talk about how to increase LTV, it really depends on what service you're providing. But there's actually 14 different reasons. So I'll put 14 reasons for why a customer buys the service. Obviously, you've got money. Obviously, you've got sales. But there's actually way more reasons. It's not all about the money and sales. Yes, that is a part of it. But if we look at massive companies like Uber, like Domino's, like these billion-dollar companies, right? So Domino's, Uber, what they realized was that, for example, let's use Domino's, right? The pizza, company is what I'm referring to. They figured out that their customers were actually delaying the service. So what happened was that people ordered pizzas through Domino's, and then they complained that it wasn't getting delivered in time. So what they found was that like customers were actually phoning up Domino's Pizza saying like, where's my pizza? I ordered it like 30 minutes ago. And that was actually delaying the service even more. Same with Uber. There was massive uncertainty when it came to customer experience, because you order an Uber and like there's a bit of uncertainty whether it's going to arrive on time or arrive in the right place, or I don't know, maybe you're in the wrong place. So there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to service-based businesses. So what Uber and Domino's put in place were tracking, sort of to allow the metrics and allow for an easier customer experience, because they have that dialed in, which makes sense because when you order an Uber now, you can see on the Uber map on your phone where it is, how long it's going to be, and there's a lot more reassurance that it's actually coming on time and in the right place. Same with Domino's. They actually added a guarantee, a 30-minute one where you get it for free, or maybe that was Papa John's, I'm not sure. But anyway, they put protocols in place to eliminate any uncertainty when it comes to customer experience. So you need to think about this in your online business, whatever you're selling, whether it's ads, automations, AI solutions, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You need to understand that you need to put protocols and mechanisms in place to allow for a better client experience. So for example, let's just say you're running ads for clients. You need to give them ideally daily communications to keep them up to date, and even if you can't deliver them the results that you wanted, you need to be able to tell them why, which is really important. If you can tell the client why you didn't get the results and keep them updated, that is going to help massively with just the client experience, instead of them trying to figure out why. And then there's uncertainty. If you tell them, look, we haven't been able to get you these results, but here's why, and I truly believe if you can give me some more time, we're going to be able to fix it. So if you can consistently give your clients updates, then that is going to help massively with reassurance. And another example of this is the first 24 hours. So when you sign a client, right, you need the first 24 hours to be really strong and to set good impressions and to make them think that they've made a great decision. Because in these 24 hours, there's going to be a lot of doubt or uncertainty around whether they've made a good decision by investing in your services. So you need to make the first 24 hours really strong, because that is what matters, like an absolute tremendous amount. So that is important, as well as expectations. So what you can do, right, is if we go here and we write this, in the first 24 hours, you'll have your onboarding call. And in your onboarding call, you can essentially tell the prospect the factors or some things that may go wrong in the service delivery process along the journey, whether it's a few weeks or the first months. So what you want to do is you want to be aware of what could go wrong. And you may want to tell them this in the onboarding call. Once they've bought 24 hours after, you would obviously get on your onboarding call and you would tell them some things that may go wrong. So if you're running, let's just run with like ads, for example, because I've already covered it. So one thing you can mention is that sometimes in a rare incident, the ads manager could go down. So go down. Or another one is, let's say, I don't know. I don't actually run ads myself. I just use this as an example, but you get the point, right? You want to list out things that could go wrong. So actually, I'll give a better example, because I used to run a bunch of VAs for like clients, coaches, agencies. So I used to run this. I don't really do it anymore because it's for these reasons. But number one is that sometimes the VA just like won't do the work. So VA won't like show up. Or one problem that I had was that a lot of the VAs would get ill like every day for some reason, and they would only tell me that they were ill at the end of the day. So then it just sort of like ruined the whole premise, because when you get ill, if you're like an employee, then you should tell your employer like before the day actually starts, not at the end of it. But sometimes the VAs like would either get ill or the Wi-Fi would go down. So what you could do is you could tell the clients that this may happen in the onboarding call as a rare incident, so when it does happen, they're more prepared. Likewise, if you were to go for, like, let's say you're here and you were to go for a run in the morning, and you looked at the weather the night before and it said that it was going to be sunny, so you've got the sun. Don't judge my drawing here. That is awful. But let's say this is the sun. So let's say the night before you check the weather, it says it's going to be sunny. You wake up in the morning and it's raining, and then you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to go for the run anymore because it's not what you expected. Whereas if you check the weather and it said that it was going to be like raining, that's meant to be rain by the way, and then you woke up and it was raining, you're more likely to go for the run because it's what you knew was going to happen. So client expectations before actually, working with them is really important, like explained here. So here's a few things to take into consideration. The main thing is probably service stickiness, which is really important. So I want you to think about what you can include in the back end to actually make them stick for longer. So could you include some type of software like Go High Level just to make their life more convenient? So they're going to pay you month in and month out. So that's one thing. Another thing we talked about was obviously expectations, the first 24 hours. Client uncertainty, that mainly happens in the first 24 hours. And then expectations. So we talked about a few things here. Obviously, this was a short video. If you want more videos more suited to what you struggle with, just put them in the comments. And like this video and also subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 10k subs by end of March, hopefully. So got like a month or 2 months. So I don't know, maybe we can get there, maybe we can't. But if you are watching this, just subscribe. And if you want to get actual like a ton of support, feel free to join the school. It's absolutely popping at the moment, which is awesome. You can see that like everyone's helping each other. Like if you ask for someone to like help you like boost your posts, people do that. Like it's just a great community, as well as you'll get like an absolute insane amount of coaching calls. So you'll get a Friday accountability call, Saturday Go High Level support calls, which we've added now, as well as like a Sunday masterclass plus Q&A, which I actually take, as well as you get free unlimited Go High Level. Like honestly, what more could you actually want? It's absolutely insane. If you want to join this school, I'll put a link in the description. As of now, it's like insanely cheap, and you can ask me questions, you can join these calls, you can get free Go High Level for not only yourself, in which you could send emails, call people, and just like run all my pre-built automations you get. You can also use those automations to deliver a better, service for your clients. So it works two-dimensional. So if you want to get better results for your clients, just hop into the school community. You can get my systems and then use those systems for your service delivery and just make your clients really happy, as well as just being able to save a ton of money, because Go High Level is usually like a lot. If you want multiple sub accounts, like it can be a few hundred a month. So you'll save a ton of money, you'll get coaching, and I'll make sure that you do well basically and do what you're meant to week in and week out with the accountability. So that is my pitch for this video. But nonetheless, if you don't want to join, that's totally fine. Just hit the subscribe button. It's free and it would help me out a ton, and I'll be able to put more content onto this channel for you. So I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, and I'll put some more videos up here that you can watch for free. Have a great day.